Chai Yehovah. Shalom Aturim. I'm sending this video because the video is all about the prayer that you see, which is a scripture that Abba referred to in a class that he gave about effective prayer on the 13th day of the 9th month in 1994. It's the book of Psalms, the 102nd verse, 13th through the 18th. 102nd chapter, Slikah, the 13th through the 18th verses. So I'm going to read it in Hebrew slowly, word by word. And the English, the last two verses, what's written here, the English is mistranslated, as is much of the English that you find in the English Bible. It's simply a mistranslation. And even in the 13th verse, there's something that that I could take exception to, but I won't. But in the 17th and the 18th verses, there's a change that I'm going to. The word "when" appears 3 times, and it shouldn't be there. Okay, so. Hinenu. Chai Yehovah. Sefer Tiheeleem, Kuf Bet, Pesukim Yud Gimel Ad Kolel Yud Chet. Ve'ata Yehovah le'olam teshev ve'zichrecha ledor vador. Ata takum tirachem Tzion ki et lechenena ki va moed. Ki ratzu avadecha et avaneha ve'et afara yechonenu. V'yir'u goyim et shem Yehovah v'kol malachei haaretz et kivodecha. Ki vana Yehovah Tzion nir'a bichbodo. Pana el tifilat ha'ar velo baza et tifilatam. Selah. Book of Psalms, 102nd chapter, 13th through the 18th verses. But thou, O Yehovah, sittest enthroned forever, and thy name is unto all generations. Thou wilt arise and have compassion upon Zion, upon Zion, for it is time to be gracious unto her, for the appointed time is come. For thy servants take pleasure in her stones, and love her dust. So the nations will fear, making a change there. The nations will fear the name of Yehovah, and all the kings of the earth thy glory. Yehovah hath built up Zion. He hath appeared in his glory. He hath regarded the prayer of the destitute, and hath not despised their prayer. Selah. As you can see, it's a very powerful scripture, very powerful psalm written by Melech David. And Abba referred to specifically the 15th verse, where it says, Kiratzu abadecha et avaneha ve'et afara yichonenu. He said, this is holy land, and your servants, they desire your stones, the stones of Zion, and the dust, talks about the dust, and love, her dust, the dust of Zion. He said, this isn't Mississippi or Tennessee or Alabama or Arkansas. He said, this is holy land. So he pointed that out, that this is precious. These stones, this dust, these trees, but specifically we're talking about this land. These stones, this dust, this Adamah, but specifically the stones. He talked about, I think he used the word rocks in a second reference that he made in reference to that verse. And then he made reference to the 18th verse, which, as you can see, is so profound. He said, because he has upana el tifilat ha'arar. So they translated it as he has regarded the prayer of the destitute. That's okay. But I would use leaf note means to turn, but leaf note has a lot of meanings. But in this sense, I would take leaf note, the verb pana, in its past tense, third person, masculine, singular, pana, meaning he turned. I would take this instead of to say regarded. You could use regarded, but I like he turned to the prayer of the destitute. In other words, the prayer of the destitute has now caught the ear and the attention of Yah. Yah has turned and regarded the prayer of the destitute. So instead of just saying he has regarded it, I would say he has turned to the prayer of the destitute and regarded it, paid heed to it, paid attention to it. He's listening to the prayer of the destitute. And the word livzot means to abhor, to despise. Okay? So he's saying, that's the verb there, baza, velo baza et tifilatam. So he's saying that Yah has turned to the prayer of the destitute and regarded it and paid heed to it and is listening to it, and he does not despise their prayer. There was a point, as we know historically, when we read in the scriptures and in the books of the prophets, where the prayers of the children of Israel were despised by Yah because the prayers were incorrect. They were fraught with vanities and all manner of things that Yah did not want to hear coming from his people, given their situation at that time in their history. So he despised their prayers. But this scripture that Abba brought out to to the saints in 1994 on the 13th day of the 9th month. He's saying that Yah has turned his attention and is regarding the prayer of the destitute, regarding our prayers. And he will not despise our prayers. So I wanted to share this with you because I thought it was profound. I know it's profound, and it's a prayer that I plan on using in my prayers on a regular basis from day to day at some point during the day because of what it's saying. First of all, in the 13th verse, it's giving kavod to Yah. And then it goes on to talk about how Yah is having compassion upon Zion. And it's time to be gracious unto her. The appointed time has come. That part they got right. Kibah ha-moed. Moed is an appointed time, appointed season, appointed time, basically an appointed time. Kibah ha-moed. It's hard to get that one wrong. They got that right. At the end of the 14th verse, the time has come. Kiratzu avadecha et avaneha ve'et afara yichonenu. For thy servants take pleasure in her stones and love her dust. This isn't Mississippi. This isn't Tennessee. It's not Alabama or Arkansas. This is Holy Land. So I wanted to share it with you, the Tiheeleem of Washington, D.C., because I know that you will know what to do with this. And in a perfect love from spiritual capital of the world, the Mona Yisrael, Mizrach, Tzafon, Eden, Northeast Africa. Shalom Aleichem.